Florida's days as the ultimate swing state are long gone. The Sunshine State used to decide presidential elections by razor-thin margins. 12 and 16 years ago, Barack Obama won Florida twice, in 2012 and 2008. George W. Bush won Florida in 2000 by 537 votes after a high-profile recount. President Donald Trump went above and beyond expectations in his home state of Florida, winning by a substantial vote share of 6.1 million as he shifted once purple counties red up and down the state thanks to the highest voter turnout in 32 years. Kamala Harris accrued only 4.7 million votes, substantially underperforming Joe Biden's 2020 vote tally by 12%. The president surpassed himself in each successive election cycle from 2016 to 2024 by over 1 million votes in 2020 compared with 2016, and by almost 450,000 in 2024 compared with 2020. President Trump is the only presidential candidate in history to exceed 6 million votes in the Sunshine State. The Democratic Party continued to lose ground across the state, with Kamala Harris only winning 6 of 67 counties and losing key populous urban Democratic strongholds outright to Donald Trump. President Donald Trump broke through in Miami-Dade County, the first Republican presidential candidate to win it since George H.W. Bush in 1988. Miami-Dade is 70% Hispanic Latino, and Trump's win of the county wasn't close. Trump racked up more than 605,000 votes in Miami-Dade County, defeating Harris by over 125,000 votes. Harris shed almost 138,000 votes compared to Joe Biden in 2020 and even underperformed Hillary Clinton in 2016. Miami-Dade was not an anomaly, as Kamala Harris failed to win enough votes in large urban counties where Democrats typically pile up votes. Broward County is a Democratic stronghold where Democrats must run up their margins to be in a position to win Florida. While Donald Trump exceeded his 2020 results, Kamala Harris shed over 111,400 votes compared with Joe Biden in 2020. Vice President Kamala Harris even underperformed President Barack Obama's 2012 raw vote totals in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. This was despite seemingly favorable demographic shifts for Harris in both counties from 2012 to 2024. In Miami-Dade County, a significant increase in the proportion of the Hispanic Latino population and decrease in the white population. And in Broward County, significant increases in the proportion of the Black and Hispanic Latino populations and a decrease in the white population. Donald Trump came within a razor's edge of winning in traditionally deep blue Palm Beach County, which is also home to the Winter White House, Mar-a-Lago. Trump gained nearly 367,000 votes, or more than 32,000 votes over his 2020 vote tally, while Kamala Harris fell short of Joe Biden's 2020 performance with a drop-off of 61,000 votes. Donald Trump continued to make significant inroads with Hispanic Latino voters of Cuban and Puerto Rican descent and Black men across the state, flipping big population centers red like Duval County in the northeast corner of the state, 12 miles south of the Georgia state line and home to Jacksonville, and which is just under 30% Black. Donald Trump made strong inroads with Black male voters there versus his 2020 Duval tally, gaining 2,500 votes. Kamala Harris ran into trouble by falling short of Joe Biden by more than 23,000 votes. The top issues on Florida voters' minds were housing affordability, including rents and home prices, the health of the overall economy, and the undocumented immigrant crisis. Florida was among the states impacted the most during the Biden-Harris years, seeing a significant rise of undocumented immigrants coming to the state. In the population centers on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Donald Trump turned Hillsborough County, home to Tampa, red. Trump received over 340,000 votes, a significant increase from his 2020 showing. Harris's voter share declined nearly 55,000 votes from Biden. Next door, Pinellas County, home to the city of St. Petersburg, turned red as well. Donald Trump won the county with nearly 270,000 votes. Kamala Harris received just over 242,000 votes, a deficit of 35,000 votes from Biden's 2020 vote total. In Central Florida, Kamala Harris underperformed Joe Biden's 2020 vote totals in 3 counties: Seminole, Osceola, and Orange. Kamala Harris held on to only Orange County, home to Orlando. Donald Trump flipped Osceola County to the south of Orlando and home to the city of Kissimmee. Donald Trump won Florida in the last 3 presidential elections, increasing his margin of victory in each cycle. What was once a highly contested battleground state is now, in 2025, firmly deep red. I'm Claire Leka. Thanks for joining us for this special Jumptuit Datacast series on the 2024 U.S. presidential election on why Vice President Kamala Harris lost the popular vote. Jumptuit Datacast, your gateway to expert data.